Hey, Jim. Jim. Can you grab me a program too for numbers and names and stuff? Thanks.
These, let's see. Some of these aren't correct, I guess. You can have this. You like this?
Hey, Jim. Never mind. You keep it.
Find out which ones aren't right. Got a call. Actually 12.
We're coming to you live from East Clinton High School. Finishing up, got about a minute and 35 seconds left of our JV game of Hillsboro versus East Clinton. Right now the score is 35 for Hillsboro, 29 for the East Clinton Astros. Immediately following this game, we'll go into our pregame for the varsity matchup between the Indians and the Astros.
Astros foul number 13, Cole Jenkins. His third, team's 8. Jacob Diatley shooting 1-1.
So the Astros are trying to make it a game here with just 42 seconds left. Astros get a turnover, bring it back under their side of the basket. It's 35-32. The Indians are up right now. Swing it outside Austin Mercer to Paul Luttrell. 3 bounces off the back of the rim.
Astros foul. Number 31, Paul Luttrell, his third.
Indians and the Astros are mixing it up a little bit there. It's going to come down to about 34 seconds left.
1-1.
They're in the 1-1. Number 20 for the Hillsboro Indians look like R.J. Collard. He sinks the 1-1. That puts the Indians up by 4 here with 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Collard, second shot. It's going to go right off the back of the rim. Jesse Livingston takes the ball up court to DJ Luttrell, to Cole Jenkins on the outside wing. Brings it back to Jesse up top. Shoots a 3 off the front of the rim. DJ takes it back up strong. Gets a foul called on him by the Indians. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Stevens' fourth, team's fourth. DJ Luttrell, 2 throws.
Before we go on with our varsity match here, I'd like to thank GTVR for broadcasting the East Clinton channel. It's going to be a great relationship. You guys are very committed to broadcasting high school sports in the Clinton County area, Fayette County, Highland County. Timeout taken by the Hillsboro Indians with 21 seconds to go, up by 3 in the fourth quarter. Astros come back on the court with number 54, DJ Luttrell, number 13, Cole Jenkins, number 41, Tyler Sweet, number 43, Jesse Livingston, number 31, Paul Luttrell. DJ, he'll have 2 shots here with 21 seconds left, fourth quarter, down by 3 points. Sinks the first one.
30-second timeout, East Clinton.
Timeout, East Clinton. Astros come back on the court. I'm sure they'll be pressing here with 21 seconds, looking for a quick turnover or the quick foul. They've got a diamond press on. It looks like 31, Paul Luttrell, will be guarding the ball out of bounds. He backs up a little bit to the foul line, watching for a cutter. DJ Luttrell's deep. Pass gets away to number 25. Jesse Livingston's on him. They're trapped in the corner. The foul's called on Jesse Livingston. That's a double bonus situation with 18 seconds left.
His first, team's 10.
Hillsboro Indians up by 2 with 18 seconds left. Shooting the double bonus. Number 25 is Jacob Aber. Hits one off the rim. 36-34, Hillsboro Indians up with 18 seconds left. Second shot of the double bonus is up. Off the back of the rim, immediately up court to Jesse Livingston. Jesse Livingston shoots and the pass is deflected by number 35, but he goes out of bounds. It goes down hard on the outside edge. It's a tough young man jumping back up on the court. Ball's out of bounds on the Hillsboro Indians, so Paul Luttrell will throw it in, number 31 for the East Clinton Astros, with 11.7 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Jesse Livingston has the ball. Shooting for 3 from the corner, Cole Jenkins. Quick 2 by Austin Mercer. Get back. Austin Mercer puts an unbelievable shot off of a rebound for a quick 2 points, tying the game at 36-36. Hillsboro takes a full timeout, set up their inbounds plays. Unbelievable rebound and a return to the basket by Austin Mercer. We have 1.2 seconds left in this JV contest of the Hillsboro Indians versus the East Clinton Astros. Last second point scored by Austin Mercer of the East Clinton Astros on a putback from an air ball from Cole Jenkins. That's after a 14-point lead was blown by the Indians. Ball's away. And oh my goodness, with 1.2 seconds left, a hope and a prayer is thrown up by Hillsboro Indians. The point is scored, 3-point play from the wing. And Hillsboro sinks it. Unbelievable shot from the corner. Final score to this JV match would be 39-36. After blowing a 14-point lead, Hillsboro makes a last tenth of a second shot. 39-36 is the final score. We'd like to welcome all of you guys tuning in to GTVR. You're now watching the warm-up for East Clinton Astros. And here come the Astros. Here come the opposing Indians coming in from the visitor side locker room. You know, as the Astros warm up here, it looks like a pretty substantial crowd for a Tuesday evening has shown up here at East Clinton High School. Looks like a good showing from both the Hillsboro and the East Clinton side. We're being welcomed by the East Clinton cheerleaders as both teams warm up here. Looks like we're going to get a moment with Scott Strieber, which is the head coach of the East Clinton Astros. I'm going to take a moment here and speak to Jeremy Yankey right before the game and the warm-ups are beginning.
Yeah, right there, Jeremy.
We'll turn it over to Jeremy here.
Welcome, Coach Strieber. Good luck to you tonight. What's the key to this game tonight? I know both you and Hillsboro are both looking for your first win of the season in the SCOL. What's the key to getting over that hump?
We are. It's going to be a physical game. Hillsboro plays great up-front defense. But both teams just play extremely hard. It's going to be a matter. We're probably going to want to run more than they are. They're going to want to probably try to slow us down a little. It's going to be a battle of wills so you can get to where they want to be. So I appreciate you guys being here too.
Oh, no problem. Good luck to you tonight. Now, who's the key player that you think you have to stop for Hillsboro this evening?
Captain, certainly their strong guy. He controls the boards. He can really hurt you underneath. Of course, we got 5 or 6 players on our side that are ready. The Bagshaw kids very good at handling the ball, so they got a solid team. But so do we coming out of our locker room. So great environment, great crowd. Love to see some more people here, but hopefully we'll put some wins on the board and we'll get some more people here.
Okay. Well, good luck to you tonight,
Thank
Coach
you very
Strieber.
much. Appreciate it.
Jeremy, for our listeners that have just joined in, those joining in on the broadcast, what exactly did Coach Strieber have to say before the game here?
Well, he expected a physical matchup tonight. Both teams looking for their first SCO win of the season. East Clinton coming off of a tough loss last Friday to Clinton Massey, a game that they were down a lot, come back, made it close at the end. Clinton Massey, also defeated Hillsboro on Saturday night. So both teams coming off games with Massey. And that game that Hillsboro played with Clinton Massey was went to overtime.
Okay.
And Massey pulled that out by 3. So both teams looking to get into win column in the SCL. It's an important game for both of them. But Coach Treber said he expected that his boys would run a little bit, and Hillsboro would try to slow it down, make it more a physical game.
Okay, so maybe conflicting styles on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I would look for that. East Clinton's got the speed to run up and down the court and got the athletes to be able to do it. Hillsboro wants to play more of a tempo game, just slow it down, pound it inside to their big guys where they feel they have an advantage over East Clinton. So, I think the team that's going to be successful tonight is the team that's going to be able to dictate the tempo and do what they want to do on the offensive side of the ball.
Was there a particular player that Coach Streber had spoke about either prior to the game or during your interview?
Jordan Captain, he mentioned that's their best player. He also mentioned Bagshaw. Austin Bagshaw was a key player for Hillsboro. But Jordan Captain coming off a double-double on Saturday night against Clinton Massey where he had 17 points and 20 rebounds in that effort. So definitely a player that can be forceful in the scoring column and on the board, so East Clinton's going to have to do something to try to slow him down.
And just for our viewers, what number is that player going to be for us?
Jordan Captain's number 31, Austin Bagshaw's number 2, both key players for Hillsboro. And, Hillsboro has had some struggles, but, they have the athletes that can win some games.
Right.
You would think they could be a force in the SCUL, but just hasn't been able to get over that hump yet. So I think tonight's matchup is a key. A win could springboard one of these teams to try to compete for a league title and get up to the top of the leaderboard. A loss, could be devastating for either one of them. It's going to just send them back even further. So definitely a key matchup tonight.
Excellent. Now, did Coach Streber happen to mention anything he's looking for out of his guys, specific names or people in positions that they're looking for to step up?
Well, obviously Dalton Floyd is the leader of this team, averaging nearly 17 points a game. 6'3" seniors, an excellent ball handler, excellent rebounder, excellent defender, does everything very well. So, he's a key component to East Clinton. If he's playing well, they go well. If he's not, then, they struggle a little bit. So, obviously with Clyde Snow, he's a key component as well. Great defender, great ball handler, good shooter. So, those guys have to play well in order for East Clinton to be successful.
Having just been at the Massey game that you spoke about earlier on Friday, it was clear that Massey said almost in a football mentality, we're not going to let Dalton Floyd beat us. We're going to double team him every time he's got the ball. We're going to close down the lane anytime he's driving. I can honestly tell you he got beat up that game. He got beat up in the sense not that they were playing unfairly, it's just that they were going to put a body on him every time he stepped in front of the three-point line. Luckily, Clyde Snow, I know, stepped up and made some key shots. Johnny Blair, especially towards the end of the game, making a few key three-pointers. I think, as you said, we go as Dalton goes, but even when Dalton gets shut down, we need others to step up and take his place in the scoring bracket.
Right, and as you mentioned, Johnny Blair, the youngster, he had an excellent game on Saturday night with 16 points, I believe, 19 points.
19
points.
Yeah.
So stepped up and just played very well, and I'm sure Clinton Massey wasn't expecting that. But when you start putting up performances like that, other coaches throughout the league are going to take notice.
Correct.
So, I'm sure that Coach Prince is very aware that Johnny Blair can be a threat as well. So it's not only Dalton Floyd that they have to key to stop. I mean, that's the guy that you have to stop, first of all. But there are some other kids for East Clinton that can step up and score and play well. So, they're going to need effort from everybody. Basketball is a totally team effort. You can't depend on one guy to get it done for you. So, East Clinton, if they can get those other guys into the scoring column tonight, it's certainly going to be a big help to them.
As much as you said, it'll be interesting to see how they slow it down, try to maybe bang inside on the boards from the Hillsboro side. I think that even though the height advantage would go to Hillsboro, at times East Clinton can make some hay in the paint. I mean, they can bring the ball in low. Dalton Floyd, even though being a ball handler and an outside shooter, can also score in the paint. Johnny Blair can go in the paint. Even Jesse Livingston, who we just saw actually leaving the JV game, likes to score down low and likes to kind of bang around a little bit, bang those elbows a little bit. So I look for them not to be scared of the physicality, but in order to come back and give them a little something of their own, a little taste of their own medicine, we'll see.
Yeah, I look for a physical game, and like you said, East Clinton and Coach Schreiber said, East Clinton wants to make it a quick game, up and down the floor. Maybe wear Hillsboro down a little bit, maybe wear their big men down. which could be a key come to the fourth quarter. But, if East Clinton can run the ball and be physical inside, I look for them to possibly put up a victory tonight here at home against Hillsboro.
And tell us a little bit about, just from your experience, the rivalry here. I mean, if you look around in the league, this is one of the closer opponents to East Clinton in proximity. Clinton Massey being another close opponent as well. But, I mean, is there a kind of a storied past, a rivalry between the Indians and the Astros?
Well, being in the SCUL, just being the first year for East Clinton, it's always been a common non-league opponent throughout the years when East Clinton went. Well, actually, they were a league foe in the SBC for a few years back in the early 2000s. Prior to that, East Clinton was a member of the Kenton Trace Conference for a number of years. Hillsboro was always a member of the SCUL, so this has kind of been their league for a long time. East Clinton's a new member. But they do have some past. I know they've played each other in football in past years, and they've always played on hardwood. So there's history here for sure, being that close. It could turn into a good rivalry now that we'll be playing them in every sport once a year or twice a year, depending on whatever the sport may be. But yeah, definitely being that they're just down the road a little bit, just across the line in Highland County. We know people in that community. They know people in our community. So it's a fun atmosphere. Like I said, on a Tuesday night, you come out here and there's a good full gym here. That says a lot, and I think that's important to these kids that are playing for both Hillsboro and East Clinton, to come and play a game, compete against each other in front of a packed gym. That makes them feel good. It gets the energy going. It's good for the fans. It's good for the communities.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am quite surprised, pleasantly surprised at the amount of turnout here. It's a Tuesday night. The East Clinton Pep Band is rocking and rolling already in this pregame. The Hillsboro side is near full to capacity. The East Clinton side is very full. Just in the JV game, you could hear the student section already riled up, ready to go. And I saw a little blood boiling in that JV game. So I don't know, you got brothers on the JV, you got friends on the JV. Sometimes that can carry over into a varsity match, and you never know, we might see them get a little chippy right from the beginning.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that. And like you said, Hillsboro built up a nice lead in that JV game, where they had a 14-point lead at one time, and then East Clinton come back to tie it. And, Hillsboro with that remarkable 3 to end that game.
I don't want to second-guess the referees by any means, but I guess I'm allowed to put my 2 cents in here as the guy with the mic. But sure seemed like the buzzer went off right as that ball was either leaving his hand, or it might have been stuck in his hand for just a half split second later. But you know what? That's what the refs get paid big bucks for. They make that call, and we move on.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I officiated high school basketball for 16 years, and I do miss it. But being here and being able to commentate gives me the ability to put in my 2 cents as well. And I didn't know until tonight that it was possible to throw a length of the court pass, up to about midcourt, I guess, catch it, throw to another player on my team, and he catches it, and then shoots it all in 1.2 seconds. I've never seen that, nor did I know it was possible. So either one of our veteran officials missed that call, or the clock didn't quite start on time when the ball should have been started. So, whatever. It's a JV game, and we're moving on to the varsity game, and that's where it really matters tonight. And like you said, things could get chippy right off the get-go. I wouldn't be surprised. These 2 teams are going to be physical down in the front court, and we could get a little blood boiling. These kids know each other. I know that they play summer ball against each other, and some of them play with each other and play baseball with each other and things like that. So I know that a lot of these guys know each other, and they want to beat each other. They don't want to lose to their friends.
I was talking to some of the fathers before the game, the East Clinton loyal there, that's at every single game, front row, and just as you stated, a lot of these guys play traveling baseball together. They've been playing traveling baseball since they were 5 and 6 and 7 years old, and in 5th and 6th grade. So they're going to see each other at the local area stores. They're going to see each other at different events, whether they're coming to watch their girlfriend play basketball or a football game next year. So you're right. They don't want to say that they gave one up to them. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. And it's funny that you mentioned the local Lees Creek lure right there in the front row that's there every game. I can remember, as far back as I can remember, for 30-some years, those same guys have been sitting there. They're here every night. Doesn't matter who we're playing or when it is. They're here faithfully cheering on East Clinton Astros from that front row. And as I recall, I didn't officiate too many games here in this gym because I didn't want to. I don't want to ref in front of my own home crowd, but I did get the opportunity to do a couple. And it's not easy when they know you by name. And these guys will try to persuade the officials a little bit. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Get into their heads, not just the players, but the refs. We've seen that already this year. That that, like you said, they've got a passion for Astros. They got sons on the floor. They've got grandsons on the floor. They want to see them do the best, and they want to have every opportunity to see them play and really let loose. Nice welcome here from the Hillsboro Indian cheerleaders, greeting our East Clinton Astro cheerleaders, who, by the way, in case you don't know, Jeremy, they're headed to a national competition. They will be leaving February 7th, and all GTVR watchers, listeners, can see a kind of a farewell, a going away a kind of ceremony. We're going to do that on February 4th here at the East Clinton High School gym. Just congratulating them on their accomplishments so far this year and wishing them luck in Florida.
Yeah, definitely. It's remarkable whenever from our small community here in Southwest Ohio, when anyone can go compete nationally like that. It's an experience for those young ladies to be able to do that. It's something they'll remember for the rest of their life. So we wish them the best of luck.
Absolutely. The experience, whether they finish first or last, is going to be something they'll never forget. And just to compliment East Clinton, like you said, as small as this community is, we actually have a national competing cheerleading club. We have a national competing band. Now we're just increasing our sports day by day and week by week. And as small as we are, like we said, we are trying to do the best we can and put our best foot forward, not only for the kids but for the community as well.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a key to success for the future. These young kids in this community that might be here tonight that are 4th and 5th graders and 6th graders, playing youth basketball, they want to be like a Dalton Floyd or like a Clyde Snow.
Right.
They see these guys, and it's almost like they're watching them on television at home, because they are the big time, but they can actually see them and touch them and know them. So I think that's what breeds success inside a small community. These youngsters that are here tonight and being able to watch these kids compete, they want to be that kid on a Friday night or a Saturday night or even a Tuesday night playing in front of a packed crowd like we got here tonight. So.
And I echo that. I know that the Coach Strieber has already said how the kids have visited some of the elementary, Sabina and New Vienna, and the kids just run up to them, and they're so excited to shake their hand, and they know their names. They know, how good the game was for them just the other day. So, like you said, in a positive way, they're like community celebrities, and that breeds success. If you can continue that, that's going to breed success.
Yeah, definitely. That's the key to the first key to starting a successful program year in and year out at any high school. I don't care where you're at, whether you're D1, D6, it doesn't matter the size of your school in your community. If the young kids that are in your system want to be successful as they grow older, that will create success in the years to come.
And it'll help keep your numbers up. I think the biggest complaint that East Clinton alumni, East Clinton community members, East Clinton staff, the students, pretty much all the way around, is that in this SCOL, we are the smallest school. We are by far the smallest school when it comes to eligible boys to play sports, and that's how OHSA ranks each high school, how many eligible boys there are to play to high school sports. In football, we're Division 5. We're the smallest division in basketball. It just shows that we need numbers to be able to compete with the bigger programs around here. We need guys that continue to work through the program, get the good coaching, and come up and not lose them throughout the process.
Yeah, it's definitely a key, numbers, because competition from within your program, whether it be football, basketball, it doesn't matter. Competing in practice, competing amongst each other to be that starter, to beat out your fellow classmate, to, be the best. That competition is what makes your program better. And if you don't have that, if those kids that are juniors or seniors are the best athletes as they come in as a freshman, if they know they're going to step out there and play and they don't have to work hard to do it, it doesn't make your program any better. So, you got to have the numbers to compete. For example, you have to look no farther than Clinton Massey, what they've done with football and the numbers that they get out, even being a Division IV school, getting 70 to 80 boys out to play football. Well, their practices are more competitive than their games on Fridays a lot of the time. So that's why they're state champions. That's what it takes to get to that level. It's competition from within your system. And that's what we need to create here in Leeds Creek.
I agree. Now, I'll give you a little nugget of information. My children attend Clinton Massey. Although I'm the principal of East Clinton, it's a unique experience every time they play each other.
For all who have served our country to defend the freedoms we enjoy, we ask gentlemen to remove your hats and stand for the playing of the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, performed tonight by the East Clinton Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Sam Mengy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's varsity contest.
Welcome to East Clinton Athletics, and welcome to East Clinton Basketball. We have Matt Baker and Jeremy Yankey here, and want to talk about Charlie's Place in Sabina, one of our sponsors. You can call them 584-9632, 584-9634. They got pizza, subs, wings, and more. Dine-in, carry-out, and delivery, 66 North Howard Street in Sabina. And right now, let's turn it back over to Jeremy and Matt.
Number 2, Austin Bagshaw. Left field guard, a 6-foot junior. Number 4, Zach Young. The head coach for the Indians is Mr. Brent Prince, assistant Mr. Michael Cheesebro. And now for your Fighting Astros of East Clinton. Starting for 6-foot, Jewett senior, number 20, Dalton Floyd. At the other forward, 6-foot, Jewett sophomore, number 23, Johnny Blair. Starting center, 6-foot, 1-inch junior, number 34, Levi Lateral. Starting one guard, 6-foot, junior, number 11, Cole Floyd. And at the other guard, a 5-foot 8-inch junior, number 10, Clyde Snow. The head coach for the Astros, Scott Streamer, assistant Mr. Jeff Luttrell, Mr. Justin Stewart. Tonight's officials, Mr. Jeff Bailey, Mr. Brandon Bloomfield, and Mr. Chris Casey.
A rousing introduction there for the Indians and the Astros. Let's go through those starting lineups for them, if you would, Jeremy.
For Hillsboro Indians, we got number 2, Austin Bagshaw, number 4, Zach Young, number 12, Trey Moberly, number 22, Austin Stevens, and number 31, Jordan Captain. For East Clinton, we got number 10, Clyde Snow, number 11, Cole Floyd, number 20, Dalton Floyd, number 23, Johnny Blair, and number 34, Levi Lateral.
Looks like Johnny Blair will be jumping off against number 31 there, and that's Jordan Captain. And the Indians win the tip. Number 2, Austin Bagshaw. Bagshaw will be bringing the ball up the court, crosses over. Far side to number 4. Little dribble drive into number 23. That's Haithcock there. Quick 2 points by number 4. That's Zach Young. Ball's pushed up the floor quickly to Dalton Floyd. Inside to Levi Luttrell. Banks the shot off the back. Misses wide. Ball back up to Mobley to number 12. That's Trey Mobley. Number 23 gets called for traveling the Hillsboro Indians, and that is Latrell Haithcock. Haithcock. Ball being brought up the court by number 10, Clyde Snow for the Astros. Hillsboro with a quick 2-0 lead. We're just 40 seconds into this first quarter. Dalton Floyd on the outside wing takes the ball, passes it to Johnny Blair. Johnny Blair drives, kind of stops and pops for a quick 2, misses the rim, and ball's being brought up the court by number 4, Zach Young. Zach Young swings it to the outside. Back to number 2, Austin Bagshaw. Bagshaw drives hard. Number 4 also drives hard, Zach Young. The ball's kicked back out to number 12, Trey Moberly. Ball to Bagshaw for a 3. Shots to the right with a rebound by Dalton Floyd. He's in traffic, trying to, ball gets stripped. Back to Levi Luttrell, who passes the ball to an Indian player for a turnover. Going to get the ball to settle down there at the top of the key to number 4, Zach Young. 3 from the corner by number 12 is off the front of the rim. Rebound by the Indians to Captain. Captain gets, he's going to be called for traveling as he puts that shot up on the rebound. Minute and a half into this game, we have a 2-0 score for the Hillsboro Indians. Clyde Snow with the ball to Cole Floyd. Passes to his brother Dalton Floyd, out to Johnny Blair on the outside wing, who's being guarded. They know that Johnny Blair is an outside threat there, so they're going to play him real close to the vest on those 3-pointers.
Yeah, definitely. Hillsboro's, their defense so far in this tempo has been right up in East Clinton's face. You know, a good man-to-man, putting bodies on people as they try to drive.
That's a drive by Floyd, who puts in 2. That's Cole Floyd, number 11 for the East Clinton Astros.
Yeah, good drive there by Cole. Seen a little crease there in the lane, took advantage of it, hit the little lay-in.
You know, Jeremy, this might be a personal issue I have, but I just cannot stand all the zone defense we see nowadays. I love a good man-to-man. You mentioned that just a second ago.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. You know, zone, I guess it has its uses.
Absolutely.
But I prefer, that to me seems like a lazy defense at times. You know, get up in your face, create turnovers, put pressure on your opponent.
Right. Couldn't agree more. Ball's swung out wide to number 23, Latrell Haithcock. He pounds the ball inside to Captain, back to Haithcock. And that's to Dalton Floyd. Transition basket by Dalton Floyd. Looks like he's putting a little pressure on him. Clyde Snow puts a little pressure on the ball coming up the court, and that's Haithcock. Haithcock scores a quick 2 on a penetrating move inside. Clyde Snow off the front of the rim with 3-point shot. Levi Luttrell tries to get the rebound. The ball falls off the front of his hands, out of bounds.
Yeah, last time down the court there, Clyde Snow made a nice behind-the-back pass there to Dalton Floyd for the assist.
I'll be honest, I don't see a lot of full-court pressure most times from East Clinton. It's not their normal go-to defense. They must see something out of the personnel here by the Indians. It's a nice 3-point shot. Bagshaw for the Indians puts a 3 in from the corner. Dalton Floyd gets the ball to the wing. Cole driving in. Nice 2-point shot. Rebounded by Captain. Captain's not a big guy, but boy, he does seem to have a presence underneath the basket.
Right. Looks strong, very athletic. Can move quickly. He's got good lateral movement. Looks like just a good athlete.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're putting up 17 points and 20 rebounds like he did last Saturday against Clinton Massey, he's athletic.
Yeah, he's wiping the boards, as you can tell, with 20 rebounds. It gets put inside to him, but he bounces off his foot. That'll be a turnover on the Indians. Astro's going to bring the ball up the court. Clyde Snow is going to receive the inbound pass from Levi Luttrell. Looks like Astro's going to slow it down here just a little bit. They call a foul on number 34. An offensive foul, 34 for pushing. Mixing it under the basket with Captain. I think there is that athleticism, that muscularity coming back to get him there.
Yeah, Levi Luttrell tried to set a screen there and just didn't quite get set there.
Ball comes back up to the court, up to the top. Turnover by the Indians. Cole Floyd gets the ball as he brings it up the court. Blair calls for the ball on the outside. Begins to set up the offense here. Dalton Floyd has the ball go off his foot, but he does recover. Drives inside. Ball comes off the front of the rim and is rebounded by the Indians, brought up by Bagshaw, number 2.
Yep, Dalton just couldn't get quite past that presence of Captain there in the lane. Tried to get the shot over top of him, but Captain seemed to shut down his crease.
Looks like a block. It's going to be on Levi Luttrell. Whoa. No, we're going to call that an offensive foul on number 2. That's on Bagshaw. It's going to be a player control foul.
Indians foul. Number 2, Austin Bagshaw.
Coach Prince there from Hillsboro not agreeing with that call. Definitely a bang-bang call. You know, the block charge is definitely the hardest call in basketball to make as an official.
Absolutely. You know, it seems like already we're about 3 minutes into this game. I'm sorry, we're about 5 minutes into this game, and the Hillsboro Indian coach has been quite vocal in their concern. Quite concerned with some of the calls that the officials have made. We're going to change that to 21.
Jacob Diatley with the foul
Diatley there. That's going to be Diatley.
Control foul.
I'm sorry, we're changing that again to number 12, Trey Moberly. Trey Moberly.
Couple of substitutions here checking in for the game. Wes Sears for Hillsboro. We also got Jarrett Huff checking in for East Clinton along with Caleb Kaplinger.
Now this is clearly a little bit smaller, but maybe quicker lineup that the Astros are going with. Kaplinger's a good three-point shooter. He's also a pretty good ball handler. That's a two-point basket boy, Clyde Snow.
Yeah, nice pull-up jumper there from Clyde Snow.
Clyde Snow, I tell you, is an amazing athlete, especially for his size. He has such athleticism. The ball gets tipped up and forward to him. Nice transition basket by Snow with a pass from Floyd. Corner shot by number 3, Wesley Sears, and that's a good for 3 points from the corner.
Yeah, you mentioned Clyde Snow and his athleticism. You know, the kid plays, whether it's football or basketball, plays with nothing but total heart.
Whoa! I'll tell you, Clyde Snow was a good 2 feet behind the three-point line. They gave him all the room in the world. Block foul called on Caleb Kaplinger, number 31, but Clyde Snow was a good 2 feet behind the three-point line and just a beautiful shot there. 3-point goal for the Astros.
His first, team second.
Yeah, Clyde's seen an opportunity there to pull up and shoot the long jumper and definitely has the range to shoot it and made good on that attempt. We got Wesley Sears at the line here for the Indians. Checking into the game for the Indians also is number 24, DJ Brown.
Yeah, Wesley Sears looks like a 6-foot senior. Number 3 is at the line, misses the first one. We're 11-10. Scores 11-10 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. He sinks that one to make this a tie ball game. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Clyde Snow brings the ball up the court as the Astros set up their offense. Looks like a 1-4. Trying to give Clyde a little bit of room. Dalton gets open down in the low post on the right side of the court. Turnaround jumper. 2 people go for the rebound for the Astros. Come up short, and the ball goes out to Austin Bagshaw for the Indians. Clyde Snow with a strip behind the back and a foul. Quickly on number 3, Wesley Sears.
Indians foul, number 3, Wesley Sears.
Most notably for the Indians, not on the court, Jordan Captain, he checked out. So we'll see what East Clinton can do to try to take advantage of him not being on the court. Checking in now for the Indians is number 23, Latrell Haythcock, back in the game. And coming off the court's number 12, Trey Moberly.
Clyde Snow again for a three-pointer off the front of the rim. Rebound by number 24, DJ Brown, 6'2 sophomore. Bagshaw drives deep into the lane, pulls it out, gives it back out to number 3, Wesley Sears. He gives it to Haythcock. Outside again. Nice drive. Number 23, Haithcock, brings it to number 2, Bagshaw, as he drives deep in the lane. Floats a two-pointer off the backboard. Quick to giving the Indians a 2-point lead. And Dalton Floyd's called for a double dribble. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. I'll tell you, Dalton Floyd's been a little bit quiet so far. He hasn't had many shot attempts or ball handling.
No, I think Hillsboro's defense is definitely concentrating on him, trying to put two bodies on him when he is down low and force him outside. They've definitely done a good job so far in this first quarter of shutting him down.
And we had just talked in the pregame that Massey's goal was to do that. They accomplished that. Others stepped up. Now we'll see if White can step up here. The Astros bring the ball up the court with 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Down to 11 seconds. Clyde Snow calls out a pick from Caleb Kaplinger. Quick shot from Kaplinger. Nope, he's going to fake. He's going to drive the lane. Quick in to Dalton Floyd with a foul. The clock will stop at 3.1 seconds left. Hillsboro Indians up by 2, 13-11. Number 3 on the Indians committed that foul. That's Wesley Sears.
Dalton Floyd, 2 throws.
First shot is good. From 2 shots at the foul line, Dalton Floyd sinks the first one, making it a 1-point deficit for the Astros. Dalton Floyd sinks the second one. With 3 seconds left, there's pressure being put on the ball coming in. Haithcock gets it. He's going to toss one up from 3-point, and it's off the front of the rim and the backboard. So with a first quarter in the books, 13-13. Jeremy, what are we seeing so far stats-wise? Who's the leading scorer for both teams?
Well, leading for Clyde Snow's leading for East Clinton Astros with 7 points right now, and 5 points leading the way is Austin Bagshaw for Hillsboro.
Here, Jeremy, looks like we're getting text messages come in throughout the broadcast, but this one kind of touches base with what we said earlier. The caller wants to know, what's our opinion of the end of the JV game?
Well, as I said, I've never seen it possible to inbound the ball, catch it at midcourt, throw it up a little farther into the front court to another
additional pass,
catch it, and shoot it. You know, one rule is if there's less than 0.3 seconds, it's not possible, physically impossible, and the rule book states this, to catch and shoot. So I don't know how it's possible in 1.2 seconds to catch, pass, catch again, and shoot and score. But
you know,
it'll go down as being good, I guess.
Yes. My wife's ultimate nightmare was when Christian Leitner caught that pass against her beloved Kentucky Wildcats in the Final Four and turned around and sunk it with 2.3 seconds left. I believe that was 97 or 98, and she relives that every time she sees him. I would say that's almost more of a miracle than even that shot.
Yeah.
To do that.
You know, when Christian caught that pass with 2.1 seconds
yes,
or whatever
right,
might be,
yeah.
He caught it himself turning shot.
Well,
this was 1.2 with a catch, a pass, a catch, and a shot.
Yeah. Johnny Blair to Kaplinger, Snow to the outside. So, yeah, and Kapler scores. We'll just call that one a one for the record books, we'll say. Yeah.
Definitely. The miracle in Lee's Creek tonight, I guess.
We'd ask you to please keep sending your text, and that's a 3-point by Zach Young. Please keep sending your texts. You can join the chat rooms as the game's going on. We'd love to see and hear your comments. You got anything special you'd like to hear or see out of us, we'd be glad to help you out as best we can. Jared Huff, number 21, gets the ball on the outside wing. Back to Levi Luttrell. Cap brings it to Johnny Blair. Johnny Blair back to Caleb Kaplinger with a nice shot fake. Jordan Captain away from the basket, guarding. Gets a 5-second call.
Yeah, Caleb's got to do something with the ball there. He kept looking, and Hillsboro did a good job of guarding the other off-ball men, and, you know, Caleb's just got to make a decision there with the basketball.
Hillsboro Indians coach calling out the play here for Bagshaw to run. Goes to Haithcock. Outside to Jordan Captain. He wants to take one-on-one with a nice move inside, but it does go off the front of the rim. Rebound is all the way out to number 2. Bagshaw almost back to midcourt. That was a great save there, Jeremy.
Yeah, it was. Very athletic save.
Jordan Captain drives inside with 2 defenders on him. Caleb Kaplinger is going to be called for the body foul there. It is his second foul so far. We're into 4 for the home team Astros. Jordan Captain being harassed by the faithful East Clinton student section. 16-15 is our score, with the Indians up by 1 with a minute and a half into the second quarter. Johnny Blair pushes the ball up to Clyde Snow. As Clyde brings it across midcourt, looks like he's looking for a pick from Caleb Kaplinger. Looks like a nice trapping defense on the outside. The pass to Levi Luttrell is bounced around and back to Clyde Snow. Clyde Snow wants to shoot a deep 3, and he hits it.
Yeah, definitely a deep 3 there from Clyde. A good 5 feet behind the three-point line.
Yeah, I'd like to revisit an early comment. He is way behind the three-point line for that shot. I hope you guys saw that on our broadcast. Looks like number 12 is that Moberly wants to match him 1-for-1. Nice pass by Snow inside the basket and the foul for Caleb Kaplinger. Caleb Kaplinger did a great job controlling his body going into the lane. He took the hit from the Hillsboro Indian player and then finished the basket as well.
Yeah, it looked like Zach Young may have got himself a foul there. He kind of flopped to try to draw the player control foul, and it didn't look like there was much contact there, but the official on the baseline made the call.
Yeah, he talked him into it.
Yeah, talked him into giving himself a foul.
Kaplinger sinks the basket and make a three-point play outside to number 4, which is Zach Young. He drives deep into the lane. Nice little off the backboard, but he does miss off the front of the rim. Johnny Blair to Jared Huff in the corner. Jared Huff's going to shoot a 3, and he hits it from the corner. 24-17. I'll say in a matter of a minute and 10 seconds, we've had quite a scoring spree here for the Astros. 24-17 is the score. Launching a three-pointer is Zach Young. Captain with a great rebound, controlling his body, about to go out of bounds. Bagshaw to Captain. He's being harassed by 2 Astro defenders. Looks like it's going to go to 23, Haithcock. Bagshaw drives deep into the lane to number 4, Zach Young. He's going to shoot a 3. Bounces off the back of the rim and into the backboard, which then will be hit out of bounds right underneath the East Clinton pep band.
Checking back into the game's number 20, Dalton Floyd for the Astros.
You know, we talked earlier about people stepping up when your best player is controlled by their defense. It seems like in the last minute and a half to 2 minutes, we've seen that by the Astros. 2 people coming off the bench. 1, Jared Huff hitting a 3. Caleb Kaplinger hitting a three-point play. Dalton Floyd gets the ball at the top of the key, decides to take a shot, and he hits a 2-pointer.
Gives Dalton 6 points on the game right now. Like you said, people stepping up. Clyde Snow with 2 big three-pointers. Also a couple other buckets, giving him 10 points so far in the game.
Getting ready to check back into the game is Cole Floyd. A nice drive by Zach Young, number 4, by the Hillsboro Indians. Gets fouled as he goes in by Johnny Blair.
His first, team's 5th.
He's going to be shooting 2 shots.
Zach Young, 2 shots.
Jeremy, I can see from Clyde Snow's body language that he is quite spent at this point with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. He was kind of tugging on his shirt, asking his coach for a little breather.
Yeah, he's played the whole game so far, hasn't come off the court. And, you know, like we said, Clyde plays with all heart. So, you know, he's giving it every ounce of energy he's got, both ends of the court.
You know, as people question me about him and about the football team, I say all the time that Clyde Snow never comes off the field. He literally never comes off the football field. So Basketball's not much different. He's going to have to take a break every once in a while, but I know in the Massey game, having been there myself, he sat for a very, very short amount of time, if any at all, especially in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, he's the type of player that's, for Coach Strieber, it's hard to bring off the court. He's that ball handler. He's that defender that's going to shut down the other team's point guard. He's a scorer. He does a little bit of everything. So, he's the guy that you need to have on the court as much as possible.
Turnover by Dalton Floyd. Jordan Captain brings the ball up the court, passes off to Bagshaw. Looks like number 3, Wesley Sears, tries to shoot a three-point shot, goes off the back of the rim.
Good rebound there by Johnny Blair.
Johnny Blair trying to thread the needle to Cole Floyd underneath the basket in the paint and sails a little bit wide, almost takes out a couple Hillsboro cheerleaders there.
Yeah, Blair might have got a little too anxious with that pass, trying to force it in there.
Of all your years reffing, what has been the worst cheerleader injury that you've seen? Dalton Floyd bring the ball up the court.
Worst cheerleader injury.
And he scores a reverse from underneath the basket. Dalton Floyd scores. The East Clinton Astros up 28-19. Yes, the worst cheerleader accident that you've seen at this point, and that's a foul.
Gosh, I can't recall an injury. The most painful thing I ever seen a cheerleader try to do, I believe, if I remember correctly, was down at Zane Trace High School many years ago. A cheerleader tried to sing the national anthem before the game. Quite unsuccessfully, I might add. It was painful. I felt bad for the young lady, but the fans kind of bailed her out and helped sing her way through the rest of it and still gave her a standing ovation at the end of it.
Good people right there in Zane Trace. Unfortunately, saw a horrific accident when I was at another school with a cheerleader that thought she was a tumbler, and when she landed on her head and neck, it proved she was not. She was taken away, injured quite roughly there. Luckily recovered 100% from that, but it was really, really scary there for a moment. So back to the action. We have Cole Floyd to Caleb Kaplinger. Top of the key, he's trying to drive, dishes off to Jared Huff. Jared Huff drives in with a nice floater, in and out of the rim. Ball brought up the court by number 4, Zach Young. Passes it to Haithcock. The Hillsboro coaches calling out the play they would like to see their players run. Captain brings it back to number 3, Wesley Sears. Kicks it outside to Haithcock. Haithcock outside. Brings it back to number 4, Zach Young. Nice little floater in the lane for a 28-23 score. With just about 2 minutes left in the second quarter, Cole Floyd drives, floats one, picked up by Jordan Captain, who clears it out to number 4, Zach Young, behind the back. Looks like a trap on the outside there at the outside wing position. Number 3, Sears, puts it up and in. That's a three-point score. And just that quickly, it's 28-26. Hillsboro Indians are down by 2, having just moments ago been down by 7.
Yeah, Sears come in. That's his second 3 of the game, so he's definitely gave a good spark to the Indians.
Looks like Clyde Snow's going to get ready to check back in the game. Taps his opponent there, number 12, Trey Moberly, wishing him good luck and ready to play some basketball on the court here. Cole Floyd taking a position underneath for the rebound, with Caleb Kaplinger scoring that first free throw, making it a 29-26 lead for the Astros. Makes the second one for a 30-26 lead. A little bit of pressure put on the half court here by the Astros. Jared Huff. There's a foul committed underneath. I couldn't see who it was. We'll see what the ref says here. Number 20, Dalton Floyd, is called for the foul.
His first, team 6. Trey Moberly, 2 shots.
Moberly will get 2 foul shots here. He's going to hit the first one off the front of the rim. It seems to me that contrary to what we thought, Jeremy, Hillsboro's okay to run with them. They want to run, it seems like almost. It seems like the coach is telling them to push, 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 push.
Yeah, I didn't believe that that's what they would want to do, but maybe East Clinton's getting them to play their tempo. We don't know, but Hillsboro's not afraid to push it up court.
It's a 3-point basket by Trey Moberly, which makes it
30-second timeout.
30-29. East Clinton Astros with 1 minute and 17 seconds left. I think Coach Strieber is telling them, hey, let's not leave that guy open any longer.
Yeah, definitely. Hillsboro's had a few good looks at the open three, and they've been knocking them down. Bagshaw's hit one, and Wes Sears has hit a couple of them, along with Moberly and Young have each hit a three-pointer. So they're knocking down the open threes. So East Clinton's got to get a hand in their face, quit getting them, letting them have those open looks.
I'll tell you, those that are watching the broadcast, you saw a little taste of our competition cheerleading, tumbling right there. Tony Seeger. Unbelievable gymnast, is a fabulous athlete, great kid, great young man, student, athlete. He can twist, he can turn, he can flip, he can do it all. Back to Clyde Snow. Caleb Kaplinger gets the ball to Floyd, who drives in with a nice put up there, but he's going to be fouled in the paint. Looks like we're going to have a foul, number 12, Trey Moberly.
Second, team 6. Floyd, 2 shots.
Jeremy, having coached many years of basketball in my day, this coach is giving it to these referees. I mean, Hillsboro Indians coach is letting these referees know what he thinks.
Yeah, he's certainly working. I mean, of course, he's right here in front of us, so we're getting to see all of it. But he's working them. I wouldn't say as an official, he's not crossed the line any. He's just he's very boisterous. That's what coaches are. I guess I'm used to it. For as long as I did it, it doesn't quite bother me.
I have nothing but respect for referees. Not always happy with them, but a definite amount of respect for them.
It's definitely a thankless job.
Yeah.
You got to be able to just zone everything out and just focus on the game, and that's what good officials do. And
Sears sees an opening, drives to the hoop, ball bounces off the back of the rim and rebounded by the Astros. It's thankless job for sure. Ball goes out of bounds. Great hustle there by Jordan Captain, being pulled up by his teammates. Number 24 is going to check into the ball game, and that is DJ Brown. DJ Brown, a sophomore, seeing some early action both in the first and the second quarter. Inbound pass to Dalton Floyd. He's going to bring it out. He's got 36 seconds left on the clock. Waiting, trying to drive into the lane, and Jordan Captain takes the ball from him, and Zach Young scores, going coast to coast with that one. Again, I think Hillsboro's happy to run, and that's surprising.
Yeah, Dalton Floyd tried to force it a little bit there and drive through the lane where there wasn't an opening, and turned the ball over and gave Hillsboro the opportunity to run up court and get that easy bucket.
Clyde Snow with a floater. Johnny Blair trying to get the ball back in with 3 seconds left. Dalton Floyd's going to put it back up. He'll miss, and the buzzer will sound, ending the first half of play here at East Clinton High School with the home Astros up by a point, 32-31. 10 minutes up on our clock for halftime. As the refs bring the ball over and start our halftime. We'll have the East Clinton band entertaining the crowd here during halftime. It looks like Jeremy's putting together a few statistics for us. When he's ready, we'll bring those to the broadcast and the viewers. Plenty of good people here. The crowd is just fantastic, especially again for a Tuesday night. East Clinton High School is proud to present a going away ceremony for their competition cheerleading group. That'll occur on February 4th here at the East Clinton High School gym. The festivities will actually be at the halftime of that game against Clinton Massey, but we'll be here all night, giving them a good send-off, a farewell for their competition to Florida, supported by our board members and Superintendent Eric McGee. I'm sure we'd like to get Mr. McGee over here if he has a minute to give his early impressions of the game. Mr. McGee, what do you see out of the Astros here in the first 2 quarters?
Tough fought game. Kids are playing hard. It's always great to see. Seeing some adjustments here in the second half. Make sure that three-point ball that went down for the other team doesn't keep going. And I see a win coming for the Astros.
I would agree. It seems like they're going to have to put a hand in the face of those three-point shots because there's just way too many. My colleague Jeremy saying the same thing. There's just too many open three-point shots without any defense on them. So we'll see if that adjustment's made by Coach Strieber in the second half. Those of you that know, we do have a new superintendent here at East Clinton High School, or East Clinton Local Schools. His name is Eric McGee. Joined us after 12 years in the Lynchburg Clay School District. We also have a new high school principal. That's myself, Matt Baker. Proud to be here, glad to be here, and really enjoying the broadcast this evening, as well as my time so far here in the first few months at East Clinton. You know, the best thing about East Clinton, no question, is the community and parent support we've received as new members to the East Clinton family. I appreciate that. I want to give a personal thanks out for that. Jeremy's checking our stats. Jeremy, do you have some first half stats for us?
Yeah, very good first half. As we expected, you know, both teams looking to get in the win column for the first time this year in SCOL play. East Clinton with a tight 32-31 lead here at the half for the home Astros, leading East Clinton in scoring for the first half. Clyde Snow with 10. We got Dalton Floyd with 8, Caleb Kamplinger with 7, Cole Floyd with 4, and Jarrett Huff had 3 points. For the visiting Indians, leading all scorers was Zach Young with 11 points. And then with 5 points, Austin Bagshaw, 6 points, Wes Sears, that was off the bench, 7 points for him, a couple big threes. And then we had 3 points from Trey Moberly, 4 points from Latrell Haycock, and only, surprisingly, in the first half, only 1 point from Jordan Captain, who had 17 just the other night against Clinton Massey Falcons.
And I don't know if it is a defense setup. Is it he's having a little bit of an off night? Just seems like he hasn't been quite the force that we were expecting in the pregame for the Hillsboro Indians.
You know, it could be like we talked about. You said it didn't look like Hillsboro was afraid to run with them. Well, they are running with East Clinton, but perhaps that's taken him out of the game a little bit because it's forcing them to take quicker shots, not work the ball around and get the ball down in the paint like perhaps Coach Prince would like to do with Hillsboro.
Yeah, it seems like I'm not sure they know their identity just yet. It seems like at the very, very beginning of the game, they were slowing the ball down just a little bit. The Hillsboro Indians coach was calling out certain plays. And then into that second quarter, especially into the mid part of the second quarter, he was saying, go, 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 run, run, run. I think they're just deciding what's going to work. And I would expect this second half to look a little different for the Hillsboro Indians.
Yeah, they may make some adjustments. Coach Prince might make some adjustments in there at halftime because, like you said, I think they've kind of lost their identity. They didn't know really what they wanted to do. As the game started, it looked like they wanted to play the half-court game, slow it down, work it down in the paint. They kind of got away from that. East Clinton's a little bit more wanting to run the ball and, you know, make it a little quicker tempo. And I think the game's playing well for East Clinton, but, you know, the spark by the couple of threes from Wes Sears off the bench for Hillsboro, and then the play by Zach Young hitting just some big buckets has kept Hillsboro really in this game when East Clinton opened up that 7-8 point lead they had there for a little bit, and then Hillsboro came right back with a couple of quick buckets. You know, East Clinton started to pull away a little bit. I just think they got to get a hand in this, in the face of the shooter and defend that perimeter shot a little bit more. And if East Clinton can do that and keep running a little bit, I think it's going to wear Hillsboro down. Hillsboro can't stay as hot as they were in the first half shooting the ball from three-point range. So,
well, you'd hope not.
So I think if East Clinton keeps this tempo up, it should make for a good second half for them.
You know what's interesting, and I noticed this about their football roster as well. If you look on the Hillsboro Indian roster, they're only rostering 2 seniors right now. They have 1 sophomore who's seen a little bit of action already in both the first and the second quarter. His name's DJ Brown. But they are just so deep with juniors. The football roster was the same way. It was a lot of juniors. So Hillsboro's not only looking to maybe improve on their record from 0-5 in the SCOL and 4-7 overall, but to build towards the future, because they're going to see a lot of these same faces come back next year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Hillsboro is a young basketball team. As well East Clinton is. You could say the same about them. They've got a lot of younger kids as well. Of course, Dalton Floyd, the senior that does it all, scores, defends, rebounds. He'll certainly be missed. But there's a lot of good young ball players, a lot of good juniors on this team, a few good sophomores on this East Clinton team. Johnny Blair has shown that he can step up and play with the big boys as a young sophomore. Of course, Cole Floyd and Clyde Snow, both juniors, and they both play a key role on this team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing back out to the start of the second half here in just 3 minutes. Teams are starting to warm up a little bit. I guess I'm happy to say this, but didn't see quite the chippiness, didn't see the blood boiling, didn't see any scrapping whatsoever. It was a very clean game, although there was a lot of fouls on each side, and a lot meaning, enough that we noticed, but it didn't seem like anything was out of place or out of line.
No, you're right. Both teams played quick and played aggressive, but it wasn't a real, overly physical game. It was clean. I don't think either team even reached a bonus there in the first half. But, so that officials are letting them play a little bit, but I think they are calling it when it needs to be called.
Right.
But, as the game goes on, if it stays tight, you could look for it to get a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. Now, have you seen over the years, as you said, with so many years' experience in reffing, what is it that you're concerned with as a ref coming out of here when you see those extra hands being put on, the elbows getting swung just a little bit harder, maybe a little bit of words being exchanged? How do you calm that down as quick as possible?
Well, I think it's always important, and through the years that I did it, I worked with the same 2 guys, and that really made it easy for us. We were comfortable with each other as officials. We worked together for so many years. We just knew where we were going to be. We knew the type of game that we wanted to call. And I'm not familiar with this crew that we have here tonight, and I think they're doing a good job. But you want to show the young men or ladies, whatever the case may be, that you're in control. You're going to control the game. You don't want to be over-aggressive with your calling. You don't want to be the focus of the game. You don't even really want to be noticed, but you want to let them know that, unnecessary roughness, definitely any unsportsmanlike acts, whether it be verbal or physical, it's not going to be tolerated. And if that's what you want to do, you're not going to be in the game long. So send that message quickly, and then just call a clean, fair game. And I always told other officials, I was also an instructor for the state of Ohio for several years. I told new officials that were coming in, the fans don't pay to see you come and ref. They're here to watch these kids play.
Right.
So don't make yourself the center of the game. Call what needs to be called. If the team gains an advantage or takes away an advantage, call it. If not, let it go. Let the kids play the game, because that's what everyone's here for, is the game, not the officials.
And I don't want to belabor a point here, but I do want to ask from just my own personal curiosity, what do you do as a referee when that parent, when that father, when that grandfather is just riding you from the stands? And we've seen it. We've all seen it. We've been a part of it, maybe even, where you feel bad for the ref because they're just taking a beating. What's the first or second step to do as a referee to try to curtail that as quick as possible?
Well, and obviously in a gym like this tonight, these officials probably, it's a full gym, probably aren't even noticing that, unless you're putting the ball in bounds like we have right now here at midcourt, and there's someone sitting right behind you. You really don't hear it. You don't pay attention to it.
Because you're moving. You're constantly going.
Right, and if you're focused in on that game and what you're supposed to be focused on, you're not paying attention to that. But, certainly there's times where you're in more often than not, it's a junior high situation where there's not that many people in the stands and you got one loud.
You can hear a little
You're
bit.
going to hear it a lot more. So that's a little tougher to handle. But, I always said, unless they're saying something that's totally inappropriate for the setting that you're in, I don't even pay attention to them.
Quick steal by Dalton Floyd. Back to the action here with the Hillsboro Indians. Turn the ball over to Dalton Floyd with a quick pass. Player control foul on number 20, Dalton Floyd. Goes on number 12, Trey Mobley.
Yeah, I think it's a good call there by the official. We'll give them a little props here. Dalton kind of got himself caught up underneath the basket and was a little out of control there as he tried to dish the ball away, and the Hillsboro defender definitely had good position on the play.
Looks like a quick foul.
Dalton with 2 quick fouls to start the second half. The first one I agreed with. That one right there, I don't know, from the angle we were at, which is not as good as the officials, of course, it looked like he had a lot of ball there. I think the thing that got him is he came in from behind him.
2 shots.
You know, it seems like players feel they need to explain their point, knowing that it's not going to change any, but they just want to maybe take a little guilt off their own head.
Yeah, players, they like to talk to you. They like to tell you how they feel, you know, and like you said, it's not going to change anything at all.
Yeah. 32-31, the Astros up by 1 point, no scoring. We got a score actually, 32-32. Haithcock put a foul shot in there. Clyde Snow brings the ball up the court. We're only about a minute into this third quarter with the Astros driving the ball up the court. Levi Lettrell gets it up the top to Caleb Kaplinger. Johnny Blair trying to post up underneath. Cole Floyd retrieves the ball to Clyde Snow. Clyde Snow drives, tucks the ball, throws a shot up there that's rebounded by Cole Floyd, actually, and a quick 2-point bounce off the front of the rim, and a rebound by Jordan Captain.
Yeah, Clinton had a couple of good looks there at the basket and just couldn't make one of them good.
Number 12, Trey Moberly. Shoots a air 3 ball there. Jordan Captain on Levi Lettrell underneath. It's almost like they've turned this into they're man-on-man still, but it's very quick with the switching. They're definitely moving from body to body. It doesn't seem like they're worried about one particular Astro player. They're just worried about spacing and keeping people up on the ball.
Yeah, and most notably, Dalton Floyd come out of the game. Coach Strieber took him out after that quick second foul that he picked up there in the second half.
Johnny Blair with the left hand misses off the backboard into the front of the rim. Bagshaw bringing the ball up. You know, it's interesting. Already twice we've heard on the drives by the Hillsboro Indians their coach say, slow the ball down, calling out plays. It seems like they were right back to their first quarter way of looking at things, and that is to play that half-court game.
Yeah, I think he knows that they have a slight advantage, especially with Captain there in that lane, because, you know, he is a beast and a force. Although we haven't seen it in the first half, and I agree what we said earlier. I think that's because East Clinton's playing their tempo.
Kaplinger with a 3-point goal. Caleb Kaplinger with a 3-pointer that puts a 35-32 lead for the Astros. The ball is swung outside. Driven number 23 out to Haithcock. He puts in a 3-pointer. Looks like the Astros went into somewhat of a zone look there. Not moving with people, but just moving in space. Cole Floyd spins around, brings the ball back up to Johnny Blair. Johnny Blair is going to reset the offense. Caleb Kaplinger gets the ball on the left wing. He drives, slides in, and puts a quick 2 in off the backboard.
13 points now for Kaplinger in the game, so he's come off the bench with a big performance so far for the Astros.
Absolutely. You know, I would feel safe to say that that's probably one of the better performances already this year that he's had with coming off the bench. 13 points, excellent job. Johnny Blair pushes the ball up to Cole Floyd. Cole Floyd looks to pass it back into Johnny, but Caleb wants to shoot another 3, goes off the back of the rim with Captain with the rebound.
Yeah, Caleb may have forced that one a little quick that time. Didn't really have his feet set underneath him and took kind of a shot. He was fading off to his left. Really wasn't a good shot for him there.
Bagshaw to Latrell Haithcock. Guarded by Levi Lettrell on the right wing. Captain brings the ball up, passes it back out to number 12, Trey Moberly. Captain spins and goes underneath with a nice shot off the backboard.
Captain's first field goal of the game.
Ball being pushed up the court. Johnny Blair gets it, trying to reset the offense. That was a nice move by Captain to bring the ball
I was just
inside.
going to say that too, Matt. I mean, he made a really nice spin move there around Kaplinger to get himself in the lane there to take a nice easy
Kaplinger
layup.
for another 3 off the front of the rim. Pushing the ball now up court. With 3 minutes and 42 seconds left, a tie score, 37-37.
His first, team's
That foul
third.
on Cole Floyd, his first of the game. And going to the line will be Zach Young. He's got 11 points so far tonight.
You know, I might be throwing an opinion out here, but it looks like the Astros are coming out a little gassed. There's a lot of hands on hips. There's a lot of heavy breathing. Not to say Hillsboro doesn't look tired as well. It just seems like the Astros are feeling it with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been a quick quarter so far. I'm more than halfway through it, and it seems like East Clinton's been just pushing the ball up the court as quick as they can get it up there.
38-37, Hillsboro Indians up by 1. Clyde Snow takes the ball back up, shooting a deep three-pointer, probably a good 6 feet behind the line, 6 steps behind the line.
Wesley Sears, his third, team's first.
Wes Sears picking up that foul. It's his third of the game.
Johnny Blair gets the ball, tries to reset the offense to Clyde Snow, but he's going to drive to the basket with a nice controlled shot. Levi Luttrell gets the ball and returns it with
Levi Luttrell.
2 quick rebounds by Levi Luttrell to put the second one in.
Yeah, very nice shot there as he grabbed that rebound, falling away from the basket and threw it up there off the glass and got it to fall for him.
Calling out their defense. The Astros doing a nice job communicating. Jordan Captain and Caleb Kaplinger seem to be exchanging some words there underneath in the paint.
Getting a little chippy like we talked about. Them big guys are wanting to push each other a little bit down in the lane.
Sure. Johnny Blair pushes the ball up to Clyde Snow. Nice no-look pass to Levi Luttrell, and he's going to bring the ball back out to Johnny Blair, who puts a three-pointer up against the back of the rim. Levi Luttrell saves the ball, but it is to a Hillsboro Indian, Wesley Sears. As he brings the ball up, he shoots the ball out to Bagshaw. Bagshaw shoots a 3 and makes it. That's a timeout to the Hillsboro Indians, a full timeout with a three-pointer made by Bagshaw. 41-39, Hillsboro Indians.
Timeout, Hillsboro. Full timeout.
Checking back into the ball game will be number 24 for the Hillsboro Indians, DJ Brown and Latrell Haithcock. Feel free to send in your text messages. Feel free to send in your text messages here to GTVR. Looking for any comments that you'd like to share with us. We can share with the broadcast crowd. Again, being entertained by the East Clinton High School cheerleading group. As I said before, Tony Seeger, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, if you haven't got to see him in person, I can tell you he is literally worth the price of admission.
Yeah, a great athlete, like you said. I know he's a good cross-country runner, runs track as well, I believe. And
he does.
Just a good young man involved in a lot of different activities, but definitely very athletic.
Center for Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine, providing athletic training services for tonight's game. Our athletic trainer is Ms. Carrie Taylor. Thank you, Carrie.
All right, we've got some action back here on the court after that timeout. Clyde Snow's going to bring the ball up the court.
Okay, all right, that's where I'm off then.
A quick foul, and the refs will tell us who that is here in just a second.
Indians foul, number 23, Latrell Haithcock.
We'd like you to call in with or send in your text messages. That number again is 527
Johnny Blair.
2725. 527-2725. If any text messages, share some of your information that you might have about the Indians or the Astros with Jeremy and I, and we could share that with the broadcast crowd here. Clyde Snow with a nice shot, 2-point basket, behind the back dribble, and floats a nice one over his defender. The ball goes out to Latrell Haithcock, and First a block by Levi Luttrell and then a foul called.
I think they're going to get Caleb Kapniger. Nope.
No, they're going to call Levi Luttrell.
Okay.
Once he fouled, I believe they said he came down across his hand, stopping him from gaining that rebound, the Indian player.
Yep. That foul was Levi Luttrell. That's his third of the game.
Latrell Heathcock, 2 shots.
Yeah, pretty much what we figured. This battle of a 4-5 Astros team who's 0-4 in the SCOL and a 4-7 Hillsboro Indians team who's 0-5 in the SCOL. We are 43-43 with 1:38 and third quarter left. I tell you, it's just it feels like it's going to come down to the last couple minutes of that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even though both teams want to play a different style of game, they both seem to be very evenly matched. Checking into the game for the first time tonight, it's number 54, DJ Luttrell for the Astros.
Levi Luttrell gets the rebound and pushes it up to Clyde Snow. It's going to be guarded by Bagshaw, number 2 for the Hillsboro Indians. Gives a nice pass to DJ Luttrell. Takes the ball inside. Johnny Blair gets the rebound and puts the ball up and is fouled in the process.
Indians foul. Number 3, Wesley Sears.
Number 3, Wesley Sears, and how many fouls is that on him?
That's 4. That's 4 on Wes Sears, you know, and he's been a key component so far tonight for this Indian basketball team. You know, he's been shooting the ball well, playing good defense. So with him with 4 fouls, you know, before we even reach the fourth quarter, that's pretty serious there for Coach Prince, and he'll bring him out. Coming into the game for the Indians is Trey Moberly replacing Sears.
Interesting. It seems like the last half of this quarter, we haven't seen Jordan Captain on the floor. He's been on the bench for a little while now.
Yeah, he's been getting a rest. Dalton Floyd as well. Of course, Dalton picked up those 2 early fouls here to start the second half, but Dalton's going to be checking back into the game next dead ball for us.
And how many fouls total does Dalton have for the game there, Jeremy?
Dalton has 3 tonight.
Okay. You know, when a player has 3 fouls going into the fourth quarter, it's a tight game. It just changes their approach a little bit.
Right, it does, but you got to get them in there.
Jordan Captain also checking back into the game for the Hillsboro Indians. Coming out of the game is Levi Luttrell for the Astros and DJ Brown for the Indians. Jarrett Huff, trying to defend the ball, does kick the ball, and it's going to be turned over back to the Indians here. Far side of the court in front of the Hillsboro fans there. Number 12 is going to bring the ball in, Trey Moberly. Jordan Captain posting underneath, looking for an open ball there. He gets the ball underneath, defended by DJ Luttrell and Dalton Floyd. Ball's passed over to number 4, Zach Young. He gives the ball up to number 12, Trey Moberly. Heathcock cuts back to the basket, looks for the open shot. Jordan Captain ready to make his move.
Coach Prince very animated again, wanting the shooting foul on that one.
DJ Luttrell. Sorry, Jeremy, it's DJ Luttrell on the foul there. Looks like a deep ball intercepted by Clyde Snow, reminiscent of his football days there, grabbing the interception at midcourt and driving the ball into the basket.
Yeah, Clyde knows a thing or two about interceptions. Had quite a few of those this football season.
Saw him take quite a few of those over the football year there. Looks like they're going to bring the ball in. Jarrett Huff, nope. We're going to change out to Johnny Blair. Is going to pass the ball in. Stacked up on the far foul line. Ball's to Dalton. Dalton grabs the ball, but unfortunately double dribbles. Ball's turned over to the Indians with a tight ball game, 44-44.
Coach Prince definitely doing some, we're getting to hear all of it, definitely doing some talking to the officials, you know, wanting to compare how far he is on the court with how far Scott Strieber, East Clinton's coach, is out on the court. And, you know, as an official, you just kind of got to chuckle sometimes at the things coaches will say to you.
Dalton Floyd with the rebound, dribbles As the time expires, Dalton throws up a long three-pointer, and we are ending the third quarter 44-44. Yeah, I think maybe we're noticing just because, like you said, Coach Prince is right in front of us. As the broadcast audience can see, he is in and out of the picture quite a bit. He's definitely crossed in front of us a few times trying to get his point across, and I think the refs are maybe starting to feel that pressure just a little bit from him.
Yeah, definitely both coaches feeling the pressure now, trying to get that first SCOL win of the year against one another. And, 44-44 as we head to the fourth quarter. It don't get much closer than that.
No. Entertained by the East Clinton Astro cheerleaders. Great job, ladies and gentlemen. We'll also hear from the East Clinton Pep Band. Up to this point in the game, our official score is telling us we have been tied 10 times up to this point into the third quarter in this game. And we've said this since the beginning, Jeremy, that we felt it was going to go to the wire. We felt they were evenly matched, although different styles of play. And it's come to be exactly what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, definitely. I think whoever controls the ball better here in the second or here in this fourth quarter commits fewer turnovers and forces more tougher shots is going to be able to pull this game out. But East Clinton still, I think, just got to get a hand in the face of the shooter, the Hillsboro shooter.
I would echo that. I think it's really going to come down to the turnovers. I think every time a possession is being given away, it's just one less chance. Oh.
Yep.
Looks like looks like Clyde Snow, I apologize, is going to be called for a offensive foul. That's going to be his first foul. Looks going to be like 6 fouls going into 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. That's going to put them into a 1-and-1 situation with just one more foul, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's correct. Hillsboro now in the bonus after that last foul by Clyde Snow, and he definitely tried to push off, just give himself a little bit of separation there on that last possession.
Setting up their 4-1 offense, but it looks like there's a foul committed onto Clyde Snow by number 2. That's Austin Bagshaw.
Number 2, Austin Bagshaw, his second, team's 5th.
Second foul there on Bagshaw, giving Hillsboro 5 for this half. So with one more foul, East Clinton will also be in the bonus. So this game also, too, Matt, may come down to free throw shooting as well.
How many times I'm sure you've seen as a ref. And there's a nice move by DJ Luttrell. It's a nice move with a 2-point basket, and that was around Jordan Captain.
Yeah, it was. He made a nice quick move there to the inside, and I don't think Captain was expecting it, and DJ just laid it up off the glass and got the friendly roll.
It looks like we're going to have 3 foul shots. It was a foul committed by Jared Huff on the shooter outside with a push. He's going to shoot 3 foul shots.
Young will be at the line. 3 for 4 for the night for Young. 12 points on the game.
We're going to make that 4 for 5. Nice little stroke there he's got from the foul line. Nothing but net to put that first one in. He gets 2 more after that. Again, it just looks like string music from here. He has really got a nice stroke there from the foul line.
Yeah, he definitely does, Matt. I mean, today you see free throw shooting percentages is going down everywhere across the board, not only in high school basketball, college, NBA, everywhere you look. But this young man definitely has a nice stroke from the free throw line. Made all 3 of them.
He made all 3. That's pretty impressive for any high school student to get 3 points in a game like this, as tight as it's been in the past. DJ Luttrell, as the ball's being pushed up, he's going to get the foul. He's going to get the foul, and it's going to be on the line on number 12. That's Trey Moberly. That's going to give DJ Luttrell 2 shots from the foul line.
That's Moberly's 3rd foul on the game.
DJ sinks the first one. High pressure situation, and you got DJ Luttrell, who's a sophomore. And I'll tell you, that's big right there. That's big.
Yeah, he's come in and played well here for the Astros, battling down low with Captain and The nice basket he made last time down the court, and then able to hit 1 out of 2 there for the Astros on the free throw line.
Yeah, misses a second one. The ball's being pushed immediately up by the Indians. A pick by number 2, Bradshaw to the outside. Haithcock gets the ball to number 12, Trey Moberly. Back to number 4, Zach Young. Zach Young tries to penetrate, but is stopped by Jared Huff. Ball's pushed into Jordan Captain, being guarded by DJ Luttrell. Shot off the front of the rim. He gets his own rebound and puts it in. Nice, impressive play there, wouldn't you say, Jeremy?
Yeah, definitely staying with it there. Got the miss, got the rebound, put it right back in. And, you know, we're starting to see why Captain's such a special player down low for the Indians.
Yeah, it's almost like he saved a little energy waiting for the fourth quarter. Jared Huff, a three-point shot. Looks good.
Basket.
Big three-pointer there for Jarrett Huff, stepping out, hitting that wide-open 3. And, you know, once again, we've seen East Clinton take a lot of deep three-pointers tonight. That was a good 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line as well.
Was that his first points of the night, Jared Huff?
No, that's his second 3.
Second 3, so he's got
1 in the second quarter. So
he's got 6 total.
Points for the night.
Take a guy like Jared Huff who can come off the bench, give you 6 quick points. He's a faster guy, can guard your opponent's number 1, number 2 maybe. That's the kind of role players that the Astros have. They know their place. They know how to do what they need to do. DJ Luttrell would be put in that same exact category. DJ Luttrell comes off the bench, gives you some good quality minutes. He scores you a couple baskets, a point on the foul line. Johnny Blair with a missed free throw and a rebound by Jordan Captain. Going to be pushed up the court by Bagshaw, but he slows things down, brings it to Zach Young, and then number 12, Trey Moberly. Offensive foul by Jordan Captain.
Captain definitely unhappy with the call there, but I have to agree with it. You know, he tried to gain the advantage by hooking the player, and he's got to be careful there. He could have got a technical foul as he kind of slammed the ball down on the floor and then
yes, he did.
up into the air. And surprised one of the officials didn't step in there and at least say something to the young man. You know, that's how you have to get control over this game. You know, one of the off officials should have come in there and just at least spoke to the young man.
The ball's turned over to the Astros. Kicked out by Clyde Snow. Jared Huff comes back. It's back to Levi Luttrell. Johnny Blair looks like the ball's moving pretty well. Dalton Floyd tries to fake one way. Johnny Blair comes and brings the ball in hard left side. Dalton Floyd goes strong to the hoop, but he misses it up and over the rim. Jordan Captain with another rebound, and then number 4 brings it out, Zach Young, as Bagshaw gets the ball back at the top of the three-point line to Haithcock. A missed steal by Dalton Floyd, but he recovers back, play defense. Jared Huff tight on number 4, Zach Young, number 12, and the ball's turned over by number 12, Trey Moberly.
Yeah, just some miscommunication there between Moberly and Bagshaw.
Yep.
Moberly tried to kick it out there on the wing to Bagshaw. Bagshaw started to shoot for the lane and just threw the ball right into the stands.
Now we're 50-49 with the Astros up by 1. Ball is given to Johnny Blair. He goes hard into the lane and a nice floater. 2 points, floater over a defender by Johnny Blair in the middle of the lane. Clyde Snow, he's playing defense on number 2, Bagshaw. He kicks it out to Zach Young, number 4. Jared Huff to Jordan Captain. Misses the inside shot. Dalton Floyd is going to try to slow it down here just a little bit. To Johnny Blair, who's going to kick it back. Oh, on the floor. It looks like we're going to have a foul called on. Refs seem to confer. Foul's going to come actually from underneath, and the foul's going to be on number 2, Red, and that's Bagshaw.
Number 2, Austin Bagshaw, his third.
His third foul tonight on Bagshaw. It's going to send Johnny Blair to the line.
We're up to 9 fouls for the Hillsboro Indians. They are in a 1-and-1 situation. 7 fouls for the Astros. Johnny Blair rims one out. Jordan Captain gets a rebound, and Bagshaw, who just committed that foul on Blair, brings the ball up the court. Clyde Snow's playing some pretty tight defense on the outside there. I think they're really worried about those 3 open look three-pointers. Johnny Blair gets a steal after Dalton Floyd kicks it out. Dalton Floyd slows things down. With 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter, we have a 3-point lead by the East Clinton Astros, a pick by Levi Luttrell. He gets the ball kicked back out to him by Johnny Blair. Johnny Blair gives it back to Levi. Levi to Dalton Floyd. Dalton Floyd kind of resets the offense with Clyde Snow. Misses the pick, but still tries to drive, kicks it back out to Levi. Levi drives inside to Johnny Blair. Johnny Blair with a nice little 2-point dump in there by Johnny Blair. Looks like 54-49 with 3 minutes even left in the fourth quarter. Haithcock kicks it out to number 4, Zach Young. And a full timeout called by Hillsboro.
18 points now on the night for Young, so he stepped up big for this Hillsboro Indian team.
Tell you, Zach Young, he is a man that won't quit.
No, yeah, he's really had a fine game. He's hit the outside jumper. He's stepped up to the free throw line tonight. He's 7 out of 8 at the free throw line, or 6 out of 7, excuse me, at the free throw line tonight. So, he's just done a tremendous job.
He's another one of those juniors. They are so junior heavy that, Zach Young's going to be a guy that finishes out the year strong, I'm sure, and then he's going to come back next year and be even better.
Yeah, I tell you, we talk about all these juniors that Hillsboro has, and even a couple sophomores, or one sophomore's contributing, DJ Brown. You have to think, I don't know what the rest of the league looks like, but this is a team next year because they look like a nice ball team. It's a team next year that could really make some waves in the SCOL come next winter in hardwood time.
Yeah, I think like anything, including for the Astros, I think what I've seen coming from Cincinnati, coming from a different league, that it just seems like weightlifting is the key for kids out here. Not that they don't lift, but what kind of programs are they involved in, and how hard and how much time do they have? When you got small schools like this, you got kids playing 3 sports. You got Clyde Snow that's going to be playing football. He's going to play basketball. He's going to play baseball. And I guarantee you the minute he can get into the weight room, he will. But how much time is he really going to have to be in there?
Yeah, you're right. It does
detract from it.
Yeah, it does. And it makes it difficult for a young man like Clyde Snow, who's a 3-sport athlete and a great 3-sport athlete. But it does. It makes it hard. You don't have the numbers that a lot of bigger schools do, like you say, in the Cincinnati area, where kids can just specialize in one sport. And unfortunately anymore in high school sports, that's what it seems like things are coming to. Kids have to specialize. And it's unfortunate. I hate that. Because sports now are becoming more year-round. If you want to be good at any one sport, you got to play it almost all year round.
Because somebody else is doing it.
Right, because your opponents are doing it. So it makes it a little bit, makes it difficult.
Yeah. Johnny Blair has control of the ball at the top of the key. He swings around to the left side, left wing. Dalton Floyd has it underneath. He wants to make a turn. He makes a move, kind of up and under. He gets his own rebound, though. Tries to put it up again, and he gets it a third time.
By Dalton Floyd.
That's 3 times, 3 rebounds by Dalton Floyd. He finally puts back the last one and gives the Astros a 56-52 lead with 1:53 left. That's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, great effort there by Dalton Floyd last time just to stay with it because he had 3 defenders just kind of draped around him. He kept putting it up, kept getting his own rebound, gets the putback, gives himself 10 points for the game, and the Astros a 4-point lead with just under 2 minutes to go here in the ballgame.
It's interesting that ball tried to go deep into the lane to Jordan Captain. I think either Captain, having not had it that much this game, just kind of didn't realize what they were doing, or just might have slipped off his hands there just a little bit. Clyde Snow drives the lane in, nothing but net. Tell you, that was a pretty shot in the middle of the lane by Clyde Snow.
Nice move there by Snow. Kind of the dribble drive to the left, hits the pull-up jumper, giving himself 14 points for the night.
Steal by Jared Huff. Off to Dalton Floyd. Timeout by Scott Strieber. He's going to take a full timeout.
Coach Strieber there calling the timeout, wanting to get his guys settled down a little bit, maybe just get them focused as to actually where they are in this ball game. Minute 21 left, you got a 6-point lead, you got possession of the ball. You need to take care of the ball. You need to be, just get it in their minds, because sometimes these young men just don't really quite think about the situation that they're in right now at this particular time. Control the clock, force Hillsboro to have to come out and maybe come out of their comfort zone and play a little bit of man, play them tough in the front court. Maybe if coach wants, just slow it up. We don't even have to shoot the ball again. Make Hillsboro come out and foul us.
Right.
Put them at the line. You got some good free throw shooters. And like we said earlier, this game may come down to free throw shooting.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think at this point, I'm sure Coach Strieber is saying, look, we don't have to score. We can score. Just take your time with the ball, no turnovers. If we bring it into the paint and it's not there, kick it back out. Let's pass it around a little bit more and let's eat up some clock.
Yeah, definitely, and try to keep the ball in the hands of Clyde Snow. For the year, he's shooting 96% from the free throw line.
Wow.
Only missed one time, 24 out of 25
Wow.
from the charity stripe. So that's the guy I want going to the free throw line for me.
No question. I'd say you could make a living there specializing in foul shots if that's your percentage. Now he takes a nice open look. It does bounce back off the rim with 1 minute and 7 seconds left. Hillsboro Indians bring the ball up the court. Bagshaw kicks out to number 3. That's Sears, and he hits another three-pointer. I don't know their percentage, but on three-pointers they have to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I wish I knew that myself. Hillsboro has hit their open looks tonight. Coach Prince now yelling for his guys to come out there and possibly get a foul. And
that's a strip by Johnny Blair. Seemed like he was trying to do a little bit too much with the basket. Quick 2 points back for the Hillsboro Indians running the other way. Clyde Snow tries to take the foul. But now we're 58-57.
I think Coach Strieber has to be displeased with the last 40 seconds that we just had there. His team had the ball, 6-point lead, minute 20 to go. And Clyde took an open, probably 15-foot jumper, which you can't really fault him for that. Maybe didn't have to take it that soon. And then they get a turnover. Hillsboro hits a 3 and hits an easy bucket. And now we're looking at a 1-point game and only 32 seconds to go. So Hillsboro's got to be thinking foul. These Clintons just got to make sure they don't turn the ball over, get that ball in the hands of their best free throw shooters, Clyde Snow, Dalton Floyd, Johnny Blair. Johnny's struggling from the line tonight, but try to get to the line, make their free throws.
Yeah, if the timeout before the Coach Strieber said we don't have to score, I'm not sure that their players, being young and being new to this situation, was ready to take that patient step towards just holding on to the ball.
Indians foul, number 2, Austin Bagshaw, his 4, teams 10.
Of course,
shooting double bonus.
Jeremy, I'm sure that there'll be no jinx involved here after saying 96%. He does hit the first one.
Yeah, don't want to jinx Clyde here. He's got a heck of a season going for himself at the free throw line, only just this early into the season still. But the young man is quite a fine basketball player, but
he hits them both.
Exceptional free throw shooter as he knocks down both those.
So we're going to push the ball up the court. 22 seconds left. Bagshaw kicks it out to number 4. Young, who kicks it out to number 12, Moberly. A block by Johnny Blair, and Levi Luttrell is immediately fouled by either Jordan Captain.
By Levi Luttrell as he forced the turnover.
Jordan Captain is called with a foul.
31, Jordan Captain is second.
With 14 seconds left, that's only a second foul for the game. It's a 3-point lead for the Astros. You have Levi Luttrell at the line. East Clinton is in the double bonus. He misses the first one of 2. It's a high-pressure situation for a young man in high school right now to be shooting with 3 points up, 14 seconds left. And he hits the second one. That's a big shot, making a 4-point lead with 12 seconds left, 11. It looks like Bagshaw kicks it out. Looking for the outside shot, but they don't get it, so he takes it easy. Jordan Captain gets a quick rebound and a shot. Number 31 puts it up. It does come off the front of the rim, but he does get the foul. Levi Luttrell fouls him.
34, Levi Luttrell, his 4th, team's 8th. Jordan Captain, 2 shots.
Levi Luttrell with the 4th foul. Yeah,
that's his
4
now for the game.
East Clinton student section seems to come alive here with 4.5 seconds left and 4-point lead for the Astros. Jordan Captain misses the first of 2 shots. Looks like he's going to miss the second one with the rebound by Johnny Blair. Johnny Blair is going to be fouled with 0.9 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, Matt, and I think as we'll talk about here in the post game, that why the game turned out one way or the other, but I think one thing that you can take note of right now is we talked about the big play capability of Jordan Captain and how he was such a key part of this Hillsboro team coming off a 17-point performance against Clinton Massey on Saturday. Only 5 points tonight in the game. So East Clinton's done a good job of shutting him down on the inside and really just taking him out of this game for Hillsboro.
Yeah, there's no question that if you would have said at the beginning of the game that the leading scorers were going to be who they were by the time the game's in, I think we would have been a little surprised. But like we said earlier in the game, you just have to step up when needed. And it seems like some of the East Clinton Astros, maybe not all at once, but little by little, time after time, have stepped up when they needed to. Johnny Blair hits the first and the second one. This is going to be it for the Astros. He'll touch the ball once and the game's over with the Astros winning first SCOL victory of the year, 63-57. What a fantastic game on both sides of the ball, defense, offense. Both the Astros and the Indians played a heck of a game here this evening.
Yeah, Matt, Coach Strieber has to be pleased with the effort of his guys coming out, putting this game away late. We went to the fourth quarter. It was a 44-44 game, and we were talking it could be anybody's game. Which team turned the ball over least, which team stepped up the line and hit their free throws. East Clinton was able to do that just a little bit better than the Indians tonight. So moving East Clinton to 500 on the year. They're 5-5 now, but more importantly, probably picking up that big SCOL win for the first time this season. You got to feel good about that.
Absolutely. Anytime you can get that 0 out of the win column in your league play, you got to feel great about it. I'll tell you what's interesting. Jeremy, have you noticed that they scored almost 20 points in the fourth quarter? That just seems so odd with it being 44-44, and the East Clinton Astros are finishing the game with 63. That fourth quarter, I guess it didn't look like it, but it was a scoring explosion.
Yeah, it was a quiet 19 points.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it, like you said, but they just stepped up and made the plays when it counted. You have to give credit to Johnny Blair. I think he played pretty well there in the fourth quarter, and Dalton Floyd came up big, and Clyde Snow, hitting a couple key free throws there, and just a good effort by everybody. Coach Strieber has to be pleased with the effort, especially as we got down to the final few minutes of the game.
I think what you saw was Dalton Floyd. It didn't have to be the score necessarily, but being on the court just gives his team a different feel. It just gives them a calmness that I think a good player gives to a team, whether he's the man that night or not. He was definitely the person that kept them in this game mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, he was for sure, and he wasn't. I mean, he had 10 points tonight, and that's not definitely. He's coming into the game averaging almost 17 a game, and only 2 points in the second half from Dalton. So he really didn't. I'm not saying he didn't help the cause in the second half, but when you say you're only winning by 1 at halftime, and your main scorer is only going to score 2 points in the second half, you wouldn't think they'd come away with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. You would expect maybe him to come through a little bit as far as on the scoring end of things in that second half, hoping to open up what they hadn't done in the first quarter, in the first half, I should say. But you know what? Like you said, people stepped up, did what they needed to do, took care of business when they needed to. And what was interesting, it wasn't one person kind of overcoming the scoring drought by Dalton Floyd. It was a plethora of people. It was many people all at once at different times kind of taking care of business for him. I know Jarrett Huff had a few key three-pointers at certain points of the game. I know Caleb Kaplinger, especially at the end of that second quarter, really came through and stepped up for him. So it's just different people doing what they need to do at different times in the game.
Right, as you mentioned, Jarrett Huff with a couple big three-pointers, coming off the bench. Those were huge at the time that they came. And Dalton only having 2 points in the second half. Well, Johnny Blair had 9 points for the game, and they all came in the second half. And what a big game from Caleb Kaplinger, another guy coming off the bench with key points and key play. He had 12 points for the night for the Astros. So some big play by some guys that, that you don't normally would count on
right.
to come through with big points or big plays at the time that they did. And I think that all goes back to why the East Clinton was able to pull out a win tonight over the Hillsboro Indians.
Hillsboro, no question, would win the most animated coach award from what I've seen so far this year. And I'm talking inside the SCOL and outside the SCOL. And we've seen a few already come in this year. We had a Riverview team from down in Cincinnati come up, and their coach, very first game of the season here at East Clinton High School, quite animated, but Coach Prince really puts that person to shame because I tell you, he was all over the place. I bet he has lost 3 pounds this evening at least.
He was sweating, and he was working that sideline pretty good. I think he wore a path out in the hardwood right here in
Yes,
front of us.
I believe you're correct, Jeremy.
He was working the officials, and I think what we've seen from him was we've seen frustration.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's obviously a coach that's very frustrated. His team falls to 4-8 on the year, 0-6 in the SCOL, and it's a young team. You know, they're a young basketball team, obviously, but they're definitely struggling at this point in the year, and it's going to be hard to imagine that they're going to be able to get too many more wins as they move forward. But you know, I think there's a bright future for them. They got some nice ball players. I tell you, I was very impressed with the play of Zach Young. You know, he had an outstanding game for the Indians, and Wes Series coming off the bench hitting some big buckets. You know, he played well. This is it seems like it can be a good team.
You know, I would agree with that. I mean, to say they're 0-6 in the SCOL is a surprise because I really think they are a good basketball team. I think they have a lot of components to being a winning team. I think, like you said, we saw frustration out of Coach Prince, not because necessarily the effort wasn't good enough or there was a missed opportunity here and there. I think that it seemed like he was yelling at him for things that he probably has yelled at him before. You know, they've done these mistakes before. That was his frustration, to see things that they know better than, and to continue to do them was just something that he had to get through tonight.
Yeah, it seems like they just, and I know you made this comment earlier, that they just can't find their identity. You know, what are they? You know, what type of team are they? What type of team can they be? And they just couldn't find their niche tonight. Did they want to go low to captain? They didn't seem to get him involved much. East Clinton did a good job at, you know, converging upon him when he did have the ball low. You know, at times Hillsboro stepped out and hit big buckets. You know, I recall that time there in the midway through the second quarter, and they were down by 7 or 8 points, and then all of a sudden, bam! You know, here they are right back in the game, and it was just a couple big buckets from both Young and Bagshaw, and they both played tremendously tonight. And Sears, you know, they all three of those young men played real well from the perimeter, but as we made a comment earlier, you know, they couldn't stay that hot, and they didn't. And I think that was just because, you know, they're not going to keep hitting that many threes as the game goes on. You're going to miss a few, certainly, and they didn't miss them early. They started missing them late, and I think that was one of the downfalls. But, you know, East Clinton, I think the defense got a little better in the second half. As the game went on, they stepped up, and, you know, perhaps that running up and down the court really started to get to Hillsboro a little bit. Like Coach Strieber mentioned in the pregame, he wanted to run, and he wanted to get them in a tempo that they weren't comfortable in playing and what he felt like they weren't comfortable in playing. And as the game went on, maybe that was the whole key to the game, is East Clinton just forcing Hillsboro to play their style of game tonight.
And I think they did that. I think you've got it. You're right on. That they definitely said, we're going to force you to do what we want you to do, not what you want to do. They couldn't get the ball in. Jordan Captain underneath. Obviously, at the second half, like you said, you couldn't just stay that hot hitting three-pointers. So you needed to make sure and step up to play some different defense. I think we're going to take a break here for a second and hand that mic over. We have Coach Strieber here for some after-game comments.
Hey, Rick, I have to move the camera. I can't see me. We are here at East Clinton as they have pulled off a great victory, a tough victory tonight, 63-57 against a very strong Hillsboro team, Coach Strieber, and Dalton Floyd and the Snows helped you out a lot tonight.
They sure did, and it was a very physical game. Knew that going in that they were going to be. That's the way they play. That's Hillsboro's thing. We wanted to run a little more. 63, I'll take that. Certainly take the win. First SCOL win for us, and we'll certainly take it. Guys fought hard from the beginning to the end, and it was probably had to be a good game to watch from the stands as well.
Some key free throws and some key three-point shooting.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they shot the lights out of the three as well, so give their guys some credit. Coach Prince does a nice job with them. That dribble drive, they got an awful lot of open looks, and they knocked them down, and that certainly kept them in the game. Couple keys for us was keeping captain down to, I think it was 5 points he had. That's an excellent job by Levi Lettrell, Caleb Kaplinger, Johnny Blair when he was on him. Those guys did an outstanding job of keeping him in check. And then when he did get a shot up, I think it was only one time down here that he was able to get his own rebound and put it back in.
And the Bagshaw kid lit it up pretty good there for a while.
He did, and I think it was Young that really kind of hit some open shots as well.
Sure.
So they're going to be, it's going to be another battle when we go down there.
They're
for
going to
sure.
be a tough team, and no injuries after the game. Everybody healthy.
Everybody healthy. Everybody tired, which is the way they should be. But
Yeah.
everybody healthy, and we're ready to go to work tomorrow after school and get ready for Greenfield, another big one on the road. And hopefully we can get down there and get a victory. I know they'll be ready and waiting on us.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, for your time, and well, best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys wrap it up again, and we'll be back next time.
Thank you, Lee. I'll give a quick rundown on all the final totals here for the visiting Hillsboro Indians. Leading all scorers was Wes Sears with 18 points, followed by, Zach Young had 18 points, followed by Wes Sears with 14 points. Latrell Haycock had 9. Austin Bagshaw had 8. And chipping in with 5 points was Jordan Captain, and 3 points for Trey Moberly. For the victorious East Clinton Astros, leading them in scoring was Clyde Snow. Big game tonight from that young man. 16 points for him, 12 points coming off the bench for Caleb Kaplinger. Dalton Floyd had 10 points, 9 points for Johnny Blair, all those coming in the second half. 6 points for Jarrett Huff. 2 big three-pointers, one there in the second quarter, one in the fourth quarter. And like I said, those came at key times in the ball game where East Clinton really needed a shot. Cole Floyd had 4 points, 3 points apiece for Levi Lettrell and DJ Lettrell, giving the Astros 63-57 victory. East Clinton moves to 5-5 on the year, getting that first SCOL win. And a lot of fun here tonight. Good atmosphere for a high school basketball game on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, like you said, on a Tuesday night, crowd was live, they were rocking, they were full. Our official scorers told us that the score was tied 14 times. That's unbelievable, 14 times. And it seemed like that. I mean, it seemed like it was tied for a majority of the game.
Yeah, it did. It was definitely, I don't know if the official total, but I think that time we talked about early there in the second half when East Clinton had a 7-point lead, or was it 8? They were up by about 7 or 8 there early. I think it was the biggest lead of the whole game for either team. So, it was definitely a well-played basketball game from East Clinton's standpoint. I know Hillsboro, they have to be disappointed with their effort coming up short. The game was tied 40-44, and going into the fourth quarter, it was a game that could have went either way, and East Clinton just able to play just a little bit better down the stretch to get the win here at home.
And you heard Coach Gibber's comments there. I mean, they got him to push the ball a little bit, got him up and down the court.
Good play from him, especially because he is just such a key component to everything that they do, defensively, offensively, passing the ball. But like you said, 16 points tonight for him is an outstanding effort. He's averaging 8.4 coming into the game, averaging 8.4 a game. So for him to double his average scoring total for this year, great effort for him tonight.
Yeah.
So.
And it looks like you got the schedule out for upcoming East Clinton events. Do you want to share some with the broadcast audience there?
Yeah, East Clinton, the boys will return to action on Friday night. They're going to be playing at Greenfield McLean, so a tough battle there. They'll be back at home on Saturday against Blanchester, a team that they have defeated already once this year. So a chance for them to pick up another SCL win here at home here at Lees Creek. From what I understand, there's wrestling tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to have a wrestling tri-match. It's actually with Adina and Miami Trace. It's Miami Trace and Adina tomorrow. It's going to be held on, in the middle school gym, while there's a varsity girls basketball game here in the high school gym.
Yeah, the varsity girls will be playing at home tomorrow against McLean.
Yeah.
So,
and let me make a quick note, if you wouldn't mind, Jeremy, on the Blanchester game on Saturday. That is Business Appreciation Night, something we're starting here at East Clinton. We have so many numerous businesses that are supportive to East Clinton local schools, so we're going to have a Business Appreciation Night. We've contacted some local businesses. We'd like to just take a moment and say thanks to them. So we're going to do that at halftime, and there'll be a small ceremony there. We just really appreciate not only GTVR.net joining us as a business partner, but all the local businesses that support our kids. There's always kids asking for $5 for a raffle ticket, or $10 for cookie dough, or whatever the case may be, and we have some very supportive businesses here, so we'd like to show our appreciation and give back a little bit on January 18th, which is this Saturday, during the Blanchester Wildcat game.
I'm sure that'll be a nice event, and like we said, the key to successful programs throughout Ohio,
Correct.
especially in the small school areas, is not only participation from the student athletes, but also getting businesses behind your program and your school system, to make the whole school system successful, whether it be athletics, academics, or whatever it might be. But it's tremendous for the community to come together, and it's something to be proud of. Something to be proud of for the whole community. A beautiful facility like East Clinton has, and we can start getting some good wins like we had tonight on the hardwood throughout this winter. So something for the whole community to be proud of.
Absolutely.
All right, I guess that's our wrap for tonight. This is Rick Phillips with Lee Hindy for GTVR, Global TV Radio, and proud to be bringing you the East Clinton channel.